In the VGIW training center, the trainers accept wrestlers from all walks of life, including those from other promotions. Case in point, Sunflower from Shock Wrestling. Sunflower wanting to make a huge return and a major win at their biggest event of the year, Mayhem 4, sought out the advice and the tutelage of not just the many trainers of the training center, but its various legends. The trainers came out in full force. The Lizard King Venom with his hardcore knowledge, Olympic level athlete Kane Randleman, wrestling trainer Mark, wrestling legend Dennis Finch, and of course former MMA athlete Boris Monroe. All came out to give Sunflower different levels of tutelage in different aspects of professional wrestling. Not only that, but she also got help from 3 other wrestlers, that being former trainer Gabriel Walker before his untimely departure from VGIW, the legendary giant Herman, and Don Lee. With decades of experience in the latter two, Sunflower was getting a wealth of knowledge at her disposal, and in today's episode we are going to take you through some of the training she took whilst in the training center. In her first match, she would go on to challenge Dennis Finch. Dennis Finch, who was an icon in wrestling, who has had decades of experience, be that in terrific Texas wrestling, Kitsune Kingdom, and more, hoped to help Sunflower start her training journey. Here we go. In this one, we got Dennis Finch. This is Sunflower. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the training center, wins and losses do not count inside the training center. This is not a place to worry about your reputation. This is a place where you're looking to improve your skills, improve your abilities. So if you win a match, that's grand. Doesn't really matter. If you lose, again, it does not matter. At the end of the day, you want to try and improve your abilities. So any loss won't count on your record, and it's a great way to just figure out ways you can improve. And right now, Sunflower showcasing some lovely power here. She's of course been training in the likes of the gym and whatnot, been getting tips from many of the wrestlers and trainers here on VGIW. And you can see that she is putting that to great use here against Dennis Finch. Oh, look at Sunflower now. Oh dear, overshot that springboard leg drop, however. This is why we got the training center. You can afford to make mistakes here. Better to do them here than to make them at Mayhem 4. Oh my word! What a beatdown right there. And there we see locking horns. And Dennis Finch managing to fight Sunflower off there. But Sunflower rising back to her feet. And the two at the moment seem to be in a bit of a stalemate. And now, look at this, Dennis Finch using that experience to his advantage in a bit of chain wrestling. But look at the strength there. Sunflower taking control. Oh, this is interesting right here. An absolute stalemate at the moment, as the two continue to go back and forth here. And it looks like Sunflower might be stuck. Oh, tripped up by Dennis Finch. Taken into the corner now. This is the kind of thing. This is, obviously we do regular training, but these test matches are a trial by fire of sorts. Regardless of who you go up against, you're getting trained in a different aspect. You're getting tried in different ways by the different trainers here in the training center. Oh, look at this now, setting up Dennis Finch into a torture rack. However, the rope break is called. And now, oh, lovely dodge there by Dennis Finch, who then pushes Sunflower into the ropes. Big chop there. And now, look at that. Using the ropes as leverage here. Irish whip, and oh, perfect catch. Sunflower again now, sizing up Dennis Finch. Wow, what a strike there. And Sunflower's far from done. Big chop block there, but back and forth here. Oh, and look at that from Sunflower, but a miss. And Dennis Finch. Oh, that I got to give Sunflower this. She's very good at bouncing back if she makes a mistake. And obviously, I'm sure the trainers would like to see her making, as time goes on, to avoid making those mistakes because, well, wrestlers make mistakes. I want to stress that, but at what might be the biggest match of Sunflower's life at Mayhem 4, she cannot afford to make those mistakes. Oh my god! And bouncing back from them is a very promising sign, but the less time she needs to bounce back, the better. And look at that, when she's in control, she clearly has a great wealth of offense by her side. Look at that though, Dennis Finch, not going to make this easy for her. And now, oh my god, no, not again. And see what I mean, this is giving Dennis Finch a chance to bounce back here. And oh, ducking under. Oh, and Dennis Finch whisks one now. And look at that! Sunflower has got an eye for an opportunity. That is another critical skill. You want to know when to take advantage. Oh, look at that. Fall away slam into a kip up. 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. That's a promising sign right there for Sunflower. Clearly, the training and the tips are paying off here. As you can see there, like Sunflower, whilst there were a few little slip-ups here and there, Sunflower was clearly able to bounce back quite quickly from each one. And whenever she was in control, her strikes and slams hit like a freight train. Dennis Finch clearly, did not expect some of that, and I gotta believe that he is very happy with the development Sunflower's been having here. Let's take a look at that fall-away slam there. Excellent stuff. What an athlete right there that Shock Wrestling has. And I'm sure Sunflower's gonna have a great return match. As time would go on for Sunflower, her training would continue. Her next training session would be that with Gabriel Walker. Gabriel, who has since left VGIW, would go on to have a lot of training and sparring sessions with Sunflower to try and prepare her for potentially her biggest match of her career. This was something that Sunflower credits as being one of her biggest motivators. That Gabriel Walker truly believed in her and saw great potential in what she could bring to the table. Then she would have her next test match against Kane Randleman. Kane Randleman, whose return to the ring has been very successful, hopes to pass some of that success onto Sunflower. Look at this here, Sunflower and Kane Randleman. Oh, squaring off, circling each other and waiting for a moment where one of them can strike. Look at this. Grappling here, and looks like Sunflower getting the first lock in here, going for that arm. And Kane Randleman right now looks to be in some trouble right now. And again, wow! Kane Randleman did not have an answer against Sunflower. Look at this, Sunflower. Oh, there's a good dodge there. Clearly, Gabriel's tips have been working out stupendously here, as Sunflower is doing a great job at absolutely dominating Kane in the early stages. Now, oh, stomping away there. And, oh, that's good right there. Bit of showboating. Sunflower's clearly gotten a lot more confident since that last test match a couple weeks ago against Dennis Finch. The training sessions are clearly paying off here. Sunflower hoping to go into Mayhem 4 with, not only a massive chip on her shoulder, but hopefully able to pick up a massive W. This is the point of the VGIW Training Center. It's to try and get people ready, whether they be rookies, veterans, or legends. Maybe you're a rookie just starting out and want to get your footing in the world of professional wrestling. Nice escape there by Sunflower. Maybe you're a veteran who wants to keep yourself at the top of your game, or you're a returning legend who needs to get all that ring rust off. Oh, lovely work there by Kane Randleman, but it looks like it took some out of Kane as well. And Sunflower bouncing right back there. That's incredible stuff there. If Sunflower can bounce back quicker than her opponents, that can give her an advantage. Unfortunately for her, Kane Randleman is clearly remaining in control here. Look at this! Oh my goodness! And now Kane. Wow! Vaulting over with that splash. And Kane getting to showcase some great athletic ability. This is the kind of stuff Sunflower's going to have to be ready for. Oh my word. Right now just schooling Sunflower. Oh my goodness. Sunflower there. And look at that. Clearly she's been improving as well. In terms of like springboarding and vaulting. I remember in the Dennis Finch match, she was missing a few of those moves. If she can hit more like that, then this could work out very well for her. Oh, look at that dodge though from Kane Randleman as he gets back to his feet. The trainers are never going to make it easy for you in these test matches. Whilst wins and losses don't matter, the trainers are going to give everything they've got, like it, as if it were a real match, because they're training you to be ready for the real thing in these instances. Look at that ducking under, and wow! Kane Randleman going for the pin now. 1, 2, and there's the kick out. Oh, off against the ropes. And there you see Kane Randleman going for a leg drop, but unfortunately, well for him, but very well done by Sunflower. She dodges out of the way. Oh, but look at that. Look how quickly someone can regain control of a match. And now going up to the middle rope here. Oh, good catch there by Sunflower. And look at that, circling around Kane Randleman, throwing him off his game. And that's very smart work there by Sunflower. There we go. She's been getting some words of advice from the legends as well. And that, no doubt, has got to be helping Sunflower out. Oh, the back and forth here. Look at this. Might be the last stand for these two. Which one of them is going to crumble? Oh, they continue to show no mercy. Big chop there. Sunflower is staggered. Oh, right in the face. But still no signs of relenting at the moment. And looks like it's a true battle to the death right now. Oh my god. And it looks like it was a stalemate. And Kane there, finally tipping the scales there. But Sunflower clearly showing great fortitude in this match. And now, psyching herself up here. Rushing over. Oh my god, look at that. Wow. What a powerhouse. And now Sunflower. Oh, counting down. Oh my god. Is that it? 1, 2, 3. Wow. I've got to give Sunflower this. Not only has her moveset been impressive, but she's showing she can put away her opposition. It's not always going to be so easy for her, but she is showing that she has got the skills. And honestly, this has been a tremendous showcase here for her. Kane Randleman really, put her through her paces, A lot of different moves, submissions, high flying, grappling. You know, Sunflower really got put through her paces in this one, and she still managed to emerge, you know, victorious in this. Very well done. And of course, like I said, while wins and losses don't matter in the training center, this could prove critical in her match at Mayhem 4. So massive kudos to Sunflower there. Sunflower's trials and tribulations were far from over, however. She would continue to work hard in the training center, hitting the gym every day to improve her strength, her agility, and of course, taking advice from the legends of VGIW, including that of Don Lee. Don Lee, whose experience took him through GHK, Kitsune Kingdom, and Terrific Texas Wrestling, hoped to teach about Sunflower about some of the dirty tricks that wrestlers may pull on her in a matchup, and hoping to show her how to adapt and overcome in those scenarios. In the first fight that they had, Sunflower showed that she wasn't quite ready for some of the scheming and conniving that someone of his decades of knowledge could possess. However, when it came time for her next test match against VGIW's trainer Mark knew that he was going to put her through a technical showcase and really put her in a battle of wits. Look at this here. Now this is a person who, you know, for all the brawn that Sunflower has, this is going to be a showcase of her in-ring knowledge. Mark has always been someone who can really tie you up in knots, not just physically but mentally. Mark has always been able to, you know, reverse, overcome. Right now though, God, look at that. Sunflower, the knowledge is really starting to mount together. That springboard leg drop finally connecting. Trying to put this one away early as well. You can tell Kane Randleman's agility lessons have been really working out for Sunflower if she's landing those moves more effectively. But she's going to have to be wary. Mark is someone who, like I said, can tie you up in knots. Not just in terms of submissions, but someone who can sometimes seem so far ahead. You know, not just 3 steps ahead, 4 steps ahead. Someone who can just be leaps and bounds ahead of you in terms of the game plan, that it can really throw you off if you're not prepared. Right now, though, Sunflower is doing nicely at this chain wrestling, but you can see a lot more of a struggle in this one compared to when she was dealing with Kane Randleman. And right now, Sunflower having to rely on brute force to finally break free to try and regain some control in this matchup. They see the referee breaking them up once again. And, here we go. Setting him up into the tree of woe. I'm curious to see what Sunflower may have planned here. Some nice knee strikes to the midsection. And that right there absolutely worked wonders. But now the brawl going to take place on the outside. And look at that. This is what I was talking about when it comes to Mark. Someone who can seemingly effortlessly reverse so much offense. Expert martial artist, trained in many different forms of martial arts, allowing him to have a degree of variety and flexibility with his offense that, makes him one of the must-see trainers in the training center. Some of the wrestlers will sometimes take leaves of absence away from the training center to, go and pursue singles runs. Mark has had the least amount of time doing that. Occasionally he'll pop in for a little match here and there, outside of the training center, but primarily spends his time here in the training center getting, people ready. And it's that reliability that's really helped him gain a lot of favor with a lot of the wrestlers here. Oh my goodness, look at that. Because they know that people are, wait a minute, That was a great way to stop the momentum of the comeback there, but maybe didn't fully stop the momentum. You know, you're likely to get someone like Dennis Finch, Kane Randleman, but, you know, they may be busy. Kane Randleman's got a title to defend after all. You know, and occasionally you'll see the legends walking through and maybe you'll be able to get their advice, but who knows how often they'll be in, especially seeing as most of the ones that you can get the advice from are retired. But Mark is always at the training center, ready to help teach people. Oh, look at this. Brawling again on the outside. And wait a minute. Oh! Using Sunflower's fall-away slam against her. Oh no, wait, hang on a moment. What is Mark thinking here? Oh my goodness! Wow! Oh my word, this is not looking good for Sunflower right now. Clearly putting a lot of pressure on her. And, oh, nice reversal there. But wait a minute, Sunflower now with her fall-away slam. Amazing display of strength. But this is like a chess match now. And these two are keeping very close right now, but they got to be wary of that can out. This is like a master level test right at the moment for Sunflower. Back in the ring. Sunflower needs to do that. Needs to dictate the pace. Doesn't, shouldn't. You know, focus too much on taunting when someone like Mark is locked in. Now the back and forth here. Look at this. One of them is going to buckle. One of them is going to break. Which of them is it going to be? Mark staggered, Mark dazed and confused now. Because he can't hit as hard as Sunflower can, that's quite evident. Oh my god! Well, that's gotta do it. Here we go. The Finch Bomb! Oh my goodness, an ode to Dennis Finch, who's been helping to train her. Clearly very appreciative, but unfortunately did not put away Mark. The fans are loving this. This is a great way to raise money for the VGIW training center. Oh, look at this though. Muscle Buster. Oh my god. And the crowd are loving this. Sunflower now. Look at this, just like she did against Kane Randleman. Oh, but look at Mark with a dodge. And punishing. Oh no, what is the plan here? Oh, what an uppercut. Oh man, Mark is wasting no time here. Look at this. Simple but effective. Mark is no frills offense a lot of the time. Oh. And this is why wins and losses don't matter in the training center, why they do not count. Wins and losses do not count in the training center because whilst that will be a bitter taste, a bitter pill to swallow for Sunflower, the fact is this is a vital lesson for her. She's shown that she can do well against, say, a Dennis Finch or a Kane Randleman, but someone like Mark has exposed some weaknesses that she can now work on. Look at the torque on that. That was brutal. And yeah, there wasn't much she could do there. With a painful lesson, Sunflower knew that she needed to work on that if she was going to be victorious at Mayhem 4. So, looking to channel her power, she turned to the legendary giant Herman. Herman, standing over 7 feet tall, was going to be able to channel the size and power better than anyone in the training center could. And in their sparring session, Herman got to showcase what a powerhouse like her could achieve. Sunflower quickly began picking up those lessons, impressing Herman in their first sparring session. Before too long, it was time for her to take on Boris Monroe in a test match. However, Boris wanted to try things on a different playing field. Instead of a regular singles match, Sunflower would be forced to try and knock out Boris or tap him out. Here we go, look at this. Boris Monroe, his training's always been about trying to, about how he can hit you like a truck, and if you can survive that. And Boris wants to really push that out of Sunflower. So in this match, the only way she can win is by knocking him out or tapping him out. And that's a great endurance test, because if she can do that before Boris, whoa, does that to him, if she can survive this kind of offense, that is going to be a great, that's great news for her. But my word, that was a rough landing. And you can see the time it took for her to recover. Don't look at that. She is not holding back, and that is a great sign to see. Look at that. What a German suplex. And then, Boris, reversal there. And into the barricade. The back and forth right now. Big chops and kicks there. Oh! And this is going to be good. Sunflower already has shown that she has got some great power. So, a chance for her to work on her durability could make her a complete package of destruction. When she returns to Shockwave Wrestling. Oh, the reversal there. Nice work. Sunflower's got to remain on the offensive here. Look at her towering over Boris Monroe. And then waiting for Boris to get back up. And look at that. Boris! Ooh. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my God. Into the barricade with the fall-away slam. And now looking to try and take Boris out. And look at that. Oh! Is that it for Boris? No, the referee says it's not a knockout. This match is going to continue. Oh, look at that. And Boris, oh my God, going for his knockout shot. And the ref says it's not a knockout. Both of these wrestlers right now showcasing that they are made of some stern stuff if they're still pushing for all of this. Oh, what a drop kick. This is why a lot of the wrestlers look to train with every trainer. Because, again, it helps to teach you about all these different fighting styles. It helps to work out all of those weaknesses, to try and smooth them over, tries to build on your strengths. It's really a great chance to test yourself. And look at this. Wow! Sunflower pulling out some new moves. Oh my God, and now onto the barricade. What is Sunflower? Oh, no. Okay, to be fair, that is uncharted territory, I have to imagine, for her. So I can't blame her for backing down. It can be good to be daring, but sometimes you don't want to fly too close to the sun. Oh no. Look at that, what a knee strike. And Boris Monroe looking to go once again here. But look at that, catching and avoiding that knockout shot. And you can see there the referee checking to see if Boris Monroe will submit via submission. So far, Boris Monroe hanging in there and looking to escape. Great stuff. Oh, stomping on the face there. And again, continuing to work over Sunflower. And there with the escape. And then, again, look at those clubbing blows. Really working over Boris. Oh, and that lariat finally takes him down. And there with that elbow drop, maybe finally really wearing out Boris here. Oh, look at this now. Looking to finish this off once and for all. But a caught once again. Oh my God. Bringing her back to her feet once more. Oh my God, that was a new one. Oh no, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh no. Boris. Oh God. Oh. Well, that, we sometimes say there are painful lessons to be learned at the training center, and Boris dishes out some of the most painful lessons. Sunflower absolutely showcased some great stuff there, and some new moves, and actually looked like she was going to push herself to another level. I think she's showing great development. Over the past few months here at the training center, she's been showing some great development. And again, every loss is another lesson to take with her to Mayhem 4. Look at this though, and it actually took multiple of Boris's finisher to knock her out. I don't think she should be ashamed of herself, really. That was impressive a display. As time began ticking down to Mayhem 4, Sunflower knew that she needed to add more momentum to her training, so requested further sparring sessions with several of the wrestlers who had been giving her advice, such as who she says was her biggest cheerleader, Gabriel Walker. Gabriel Walker said that her progress in this match proved that she had come leaps and bounds since she first started in the training center. He said that Sunflower would be a great asset to Shock Wrestling, and it made him love wrestling again. The Giant Herman, once again putting her through her paces, said that she utilized her power far better than in their first sparring session and really felt like a big giant powerhouse for the women's division. He said that he hasn't seen a woman carry that much power since Untouchable, which, given that she is the longest reigning world champion in VGIW's history, that is saying a lot. And in their final session, Don Lee said that she proved herself to be more than able to scrap even in the dirtiest situation. Don Lee, pulling out thumbtacks from his body, said, "If Sunflower can take on me, then she is ready for anything." She showed hardiness that few people can really achieve at her level. Before she left to go to Mayhem 4, it was time for one last sparring session, one last test match against the Lizard King Venom in a no disqualification match, and the Lizard King wanted to teach her one element of professional wrestling, the element of surprise. And there's Sunflower, and look, the Lizard King coming from behind! Oh, look at this though, Sunflower bouncing right back, and the match has begun. She's been learning some lessons from Don Lee about people, using underhanded tactics to gain the advantage. And quite clearly, it looks like Venom is going to give her an extended lesson with some cheap shots, and it looks like Sunflower was doing a great job at bouncing back here. We're getting up now to Mayhem 4. Be sure to check out Shock Wrestling. By the time this episode comes out, Mayhem 4 will likely have already happened, but we highly, highly recommend checking it out. It's going to be a blast, and based on Sunflower's development since she first started here in the training center, well, Shockwave is going to have one hell of an athlete back in their ranks. Oh, there we go with the kick out there. The Lizard King is especially a durable wrestler, so if Sunflower is going to want to come out on top in this, she's going to have to hit harder than she's ever hit before. Look at the way she's bouncing back. That durability testing against Boris Monroe has clearly helped her out, and look at that, showcasing more moves once again. Oh man, her moveset has really expanded since she first started. And look at this, Brain Buster! Oh gosh, that's another pair of jeans that the Lizard King has torn. Irish Whip, and look at that! What strength there from Sunflower! Those lessons from Herman clearly paying off. Herman really there are a lot of big wrestlers in the world of professional wrestling, but the ability to carry yourself with that size, with that imposing power, that's a whole other thing in of itself. There are plenty of giants who didn't feel that way because they didn't know how to carry themselves. And Sunflower, a bulk, bulky is not the right way to say it, but a more muscular wrestler for the women's division has got the ability to really carry herself with the size and strength that could help propel her to the top. My word, look at this. And it looks like it's all culminating in this moment against Venom. And you can see right now, Venom is really taking no chances. He wants to ensure that Sunflower is put through her paces. The Lizard King punch connects. If this is the last stop before she goes back to Shock Wrestling and Mayhem 4, then he wants to make sure that there's been no stone left unturned here. Oh my word! And look at the way Sunflower springs back into action here. Venom now. Oh, go for the side of the ring there with Snake Eyes. And now locking horns once again. Irish Whip into the steel steps. And now look at this again, locking horns. Throwing Sunflower aside here. No countouts in a no DQ match like this. Oh my goodness. Oh. And look at the Lizard King there, showing his abilities there. Sunflower really is having to endure a lot of offense. And look at the way that she continues to fight despite everything. There's no way. Holy cow! Holy bleep! That might have taken the last bit out of Sunflower. But could that be a difference maker for her here? If she can continue to change the momentum whilst running on empty, that is a huge thing for her. And there with that Irish Whip once again. Oh no, the reversal there from Venom. Lizard King punch! All brought up once again. And now back into the ring. Oh, look at Sunflower though. The durability has really improved. Oh my god! Speaking of the element of surprise, she's clearly taken Venom's lesson on well. Where did that come from? Well, congratulations to Sunflower. The trainers have got to be proud of the progress she's made since she stepped in a couple months ago. Absolutely incredible stuff. I can't wait to see how she does when it all becomes very real for her at Mayhem 4. Shock Wrestling, where you'll see her. Be sure to check that one out. My goodness, the element of surprise there. It looked like she was completely out of energy. Then to hit the Claymore. She absolutely has proven that she is, without a doubt, one of the great wrestlers. In my opinion, she has potential to be one of the greatest wrestlers in Shock Wrestling's women's division. If you enjoyed this episode of the VGIW Training Center, please be sure to leave a like on the video, comment down below, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the VGIW channel. Meanwhile, if you want to see how Sunflower did at Shock Wrestling's Mayhem 4, be sure to check out Shock Wrestling. Full of incredible matches, it truly was the biggest night of Shock Wrestling. Be sure to check that out and see what Shock Wrestling has to offer. And be sure to hit the subscribe button as well and show your support for Sunflower as well as the rest of the wrestlers and the crew on that channel.